Hi, folks. I'm Richard Friedman, and welcome to my Richard's Putin Watching Trump's Victory Speech for November 8th, 2024. Here, folks, we have this latest cartoon, President-elect Donald Trump giving his victory speech. And here in Moscow, in the Kremlin, we have President Vladimir Putin here pointing, referencing Joseph Stalin, who was a very basically a strong man and did a lot of he saved the Soviet Union when they were attacked by the Germans, and he got the troops there in Russia to fight back the Nazis when they invaded, and on the other side of the coin, he was basically a strong man, considered a strong man, and so he comes across as a person in history who, while beating the Nazis and organizing and motivating the Russian people to fight the German invasion, but I think that was called Barbarossa, Hitler's Barbarossa, to attack the Soviet Union, opening up a two-front war for Germany, which led inevitably to a great defeat for Germany and put them on the path to losing the war. So Joseph Stalin comes across as a controversial character, a controversial leader in world history. And so here is I've heard that President Putin admires Stalin, and so I introduced him referencing Stalin here. Perhaps he has a picture of him in his Kremlin office. Okay. And here we have Putin here with the Russian flag and his red balloon. Trump Vance 2024. I'm setting the stage here. And we have here, Trump will fix it. There. And here he is. Okay, with the Kremlin in the background here. Here we go. Okay, I'm going to read it out to you, folks. Here it goes. Russian President Vladimir Putin watching the victory speech of President-elect Donald Trump. Given amid congratulating Trump, Putin said, quote, "A new world order is underway," meaning in my assessment is that Russia and China with their alliance, will replace America as a dominant leader in world affairs and have greater influence in the world than America. And that's his alliance with, again, he's made an alliance with China, and that alliance, together with what's happening here in America and everything else, will cement a new world order where Russia and China will dominate, will have more influence than the United States in world affairs and potential conflicts. So that's my assumption of what he means by we're on the cusp of a new world order is underway. So this is starting the momentum towards that. The election of in this timing here, the election of Donald Trump to the presidency of the United States. Okay, and referred to NATO as out of date. So Putin basically one of his conditions for making peace with Ukraine is that they can never join NATO or any other organization that would in any way resemble NATO. So Putin clearly wants to diminish or really probably end NATO itself, because that he sees that as a threat to him, and so NATO was formed, I guess, after World War II to prevent aggressors. It was never meant to be an aggressive force, but a defense measure that if one nation was attacked, the other nations would join in. The only exception now is that President Trump, during his last term, said that if there was ever a nation, or maybe I don't know if he said it during his last term, but he had said it. He had said it at some time that if a nation didn't pay their dues and do the right thing in terms of the voting percentage to developing weapons and everything like that, and they were attacked, he gave Putin an open-end invitation. Said, "Go ahead, do what you want with them. If they don't pay their dues, do what you want." So that was Trump's words. So now Putin says, "Well, here we go." And that's the thrust of my cartoon here, and saying it in my own words. I don't like to read stuff, but I do that so that we don't leave out anything. And referred to NATO as out of date, and went on to praise Trump for acting courageously like a real man. So basically, Putin is kind of, you could look at it like buttering up President-elect Trump, pouring, again, buttering up here, given Trump has been critical of the amount of aid for Ukraine. He has been critical of all the money, and he said that every time Zelensky comes to the United States, he comes away, I think he said, with $70 or $90 million. He goes back home with all that money, all that aid. So he has been critical of that. He never said we were going to cut it off completely, but he has been critical of all the money that has been spent. Okay, that I'm going to say that here. Given Trump has been critical of the amount of aid for Ukraine, and repeatedly said if reelected, he would end the war in Ukraine before his inauguration. I think he said 24 hours. So we're getting close to how we bad, Anyway, so that's that. Given Ukraine's defense minister on Tuesday said for the first time, Ukrainian troops have engaged with North Korean units that were recently deployed there. So North Korea has sent troops to Russia. We saw them there, and they were training and putting on Russian uniforms, and now they're there fighting alongside the Russians. So that's fundamental to this cartoon that I made here, and I'm going to go at it right now for you. And here we have President-elect Donald Trump in his election victory speech. Here he is. And he's saying, see, what I did here is I kind of drew, I couldn't put in the whole speech, no way. So what I did is I took out the parts of it that I thought were most relevant, okay? So that's what I did. I kind of edited his speech and presenting it to you here as what I thought were the most significant parts of his speech. So this is not the entirety of his speech. I just kind of cherry-picked what I thought was most relevant. Here goes. I want to thank the American people for the extraordinary honor of being elected your 47th and 45th president. This will truly be the golden age of America. This is a magnificent victory for the American people that will allow us to make America great again. Okay, now, here, okay, back in the USSR, what used to be the USSR, Putin in the Kremlin, which may soon be the USSR again, So here is with that photo, pointing to the photo of Joseph Stalin, the leader, okay, of Russia, way back, who again is viewed, I would believe, as a heroic figure who fought off the German invasions. The German invasion of Barbarossa, that Hitler thought he was going to just take over Germany and take over Russia, and then the Russian winter set in, and the Russians mobilized, and they fought hard, and they soon they were on the retreat, and then the Russians, of course, went into Moscow, and then we had the Iron Curtain, East and West Berlin, the Iron Curtain, and then that's, you know how that is. And now I think Putin would probably was very sad the day that Iron Curtain fell, and again, which was led to the fall. People have said it, to the fall of the Soviet Union, the chain reaction there, and it appears that Putin is determined to right that wrong as he feels it was, and from what I've read of his writings and what he's said, that's my conclusion. Okay, so here again, that was his speech. Now here is President Putin again here, and he's got his balloon, and there's the Russian flag. Okay, and he's in his office in the Kremlin, watching this, reacting. Here he is. Just zoom in on Stalin here, and there's Putin here. And he's saying, Comrade Stalin knows how President Trump will fix Ukraine. You see, again here, Trump will fix it. Trump will fix it. So he's teeing off on that. Trump will fix it. He's saying Trump will fix Ukraine because it's very likely that President Trump, he said, is going to end it in 24 hours. And the Zelensky and the Ukrainian people are so adamant. So the only way he could possibly put pressure on them is to cut off all the aid, threaten to cut off the aid, supplies, funding, and everything, and pull the complete plug on Ukraine if they don't negotiate with Russia. And we know that Russia has taken a lot of land in the east, and now there's heavy fighting in Kiev that's going on there. I saw this morning the heavy fighting, and the North Korean forces are there, and I'm sure that Kim Jong-un sent his the best that he had to help his friend Putin, and he wouldn't send, like I always say, he wouldn't send like an F troop group of people, F troop. He wouldn't send anything like that. I don't think he has anything like that to send anyway. I think he's training and everything like that. From what I see, they look like they're a good fighting force and a huge one, and so my opinion is that he sent the best of the best, and the Ukrainians on top of that are now facing a greater challenge coming from them, as well as the threat now of President-elect Donald Trump taking office and stopping or threatening to stop all their supplies and all their ammunitions and missiles and anti-aircraft stuff and planes and everything, just pulling the plug, which means no servicing their equipment and nothing. And so that is a complete change and a lot of pressure being put on Ukraine, and to get them to the bargaining table to negotiate and give up the territories, and they're adamant about that. So it's like two titanic forces in terms of the will. The will of the Ukrainian people, and it's what's going to happen is anybody's guess. I don't think anybody really knows what's going to happen there, but time will certainly. Time, I always say, time always tells the truth, and that's what we'll have to see what happens there, So it's going to be something. All right. So anyway, Comrade Stalin knows how President Trump will fix Ukraine and make us great again. Now we won't need Kim's troops. We have Trump. This is a magnificent victory. So he's saying, calling up Kim Jong-un and saying, pretty soon your troops, we're going to send your troops home now that President Trump's taken office, because Zelensky ain't going to, without the American support, he can't fight no more, and we won't be needing your troops any further. So that's what I said. Now that we have Trump, we don't need North Korean troops. And that was, so there it is. The thing is that Trump can do what the North Korean troops couldn't do. The North Korean troops could not cut off the weapons to Ukraine, whereas Trump can, and those weapons are vital. So there you have it. That was it. So there he is. There's former President Trump. And there it is. Okay, folks, I want to thank you very much for watching this video today. And God bless you. God bless America. God bless our troops all over the world in harm's way or wherever they are, to be safe. And also all the conflicts that we are now facing, I hope, and I want to end this optimistically, that I hope that when President-elect Trump becomes President Trump on January 20th, he moves in the right direction and gets the best people he can get to advise him, to make the right decisions. And that's all I have to say about that. And that's all you can do, is hope and pray at this point. So that's it, folks. Take care, and I'll see you next time. Bye.